Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. That's for Mr. Mintz. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to the December meeting, Foundation Board of Directors. Paul, can you please call the roll, certified quorum, and offer notes?
Yes, we have a full quorum present with Matt Barger, Karen Gilmartin, Jim Carter, Steve Burke, Nathaniel Monks, Margie Cassia, and Pat Kepke. And notice was posted in accordance with required statutes.
I have a motion to approve the prior meeting's minutes.
One correction for last month's minutes. There was a statement under board comments by myself, Jeff Randall. We are doing a bench for Jeff Randall, not just a plank. So it'd be a skeleton there correction. And I would move for approval.
So moved. May I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Jim, do we have a location for his bench?
Defer that to Paul Madrid.
Okay.
It'll be located right next to, I think it's pickleball court number 4. It's the first pickleball court as you come up on the right-hand side.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Nice. President's report. We are moving along with our construction on our restaurant, and things have picked up recently. We're now a little more optimistic that we're actually going to get this place open in January, God willing, and with the blessing of Collier County. Right now, looks like our supply chain issues have been solved, and we have all the parts and pieces are here. The guys are busily putting them together. And as long as we continue to be a little lucky with the reviews and inspections, it's looking pretty good. We're pretty happy with it.
Yeah, Steve, I noticed that the roll downs are coming in and they look great.
They do. And once those roll downs are up, you'll see the construction fence come down. It'll start to look, not around the dumpster area, of course, but the rest of it will start to look pretty good. We expect pavers will start to be reset before Christmas. So everybody's hopeful. Everybody's hopeful that we're going to keep this thing moving in the right direction. And I just want to say to the community that the board wishes everyone a happy and healthy holiday season. Now, Nathaniel with the Treasurer's report.
On your screen, you'll have the Treasurer's report. I actually had some nice talking points and several things I wanted to point out, and get some help getting it written down, and managed to get here without a copy of it. So we're going to wing this. I'm going to give an abbreviated version. This is very easy to see. When the next sheet comes up, our revenues and expenses are still good. All the different divisions are in accordance to what we would have expected. There is one division that's down a little because people are doing a little less because of COVID, but everything else is completely made up for by the increase of sales. The fitness revenue is the one division that is lower because people are getting less lessons and massages and things like that out of concern for COVID. Resale fees are really, really strong. We budgeted 100 houses. We're at 176. There are 8 pending that there's a chance that any or all of those 8 could close during the month of December and fall into this year. Some of them may get delayed, but we're obviously way over 100. You see the capital fund is strong, 471,000 in the capital fund. We have already spent 611,000 on the food and beverage project. There's a lot more to be spent, but we're all 3 accounts, our operating fund, our replacement fund, and our capital fund. All 3 accounts are well funded. If we go to the next page, we'll actually see the figures at the bottom of the page at the ending cash. This is November 30th. Our operating fund, the fund that we use to pay our bills and employees and our day-to-day expenses, 651,000. You see at the very top, it started the year at 462. So we have went through nearly the entire year, and the operating fund has more money in it than it did at the beginning of the year. The replacement fund is the one that where we budgeted items to be replaced when they wear out. And it started the year at 462,000, and it has more than that now. And we do have a few more items we plan on spending that are, we use a schedule for those, and every now and then something breaks ahead of schedule, but it's doing real well. Capital fund, this is the one we're paying for the food and beverage system out of. Started the year at 544. It's at 471,000 right now. And I mentioned those other houses closing. There'll be some more houses closing in December. And so in December, we'll actually add to all these funds again. Next page. The resale fees, as you know, we charge a resale fee, and then we rebate it back to people who already lived in Pelican Marsh and they're going to stay in Pelican Marsh. Up the top left-hand corner, you see the total resale fee collected was 187 homes that sold. Right below that's the negative 27. 27 families sold their home in Pelican Marsh and bought another one in Pelican Marsh. So we only charged 160 fees. We budgeted 100 fees, and through November, we're at 160. There could be a few more. The total fees for November was 31,500, and there will be a little bit more for December. We are charging a little higher fee than we charged before, so next year there will be a little higher fee, so we won't have to sell quite as many houses next year to equal the same amount of fees. All right, at the end of next month, I'll have a tiny bit more to say because it'll be the end of year. But this is November, was just like October. It's very easy, and everything is got plenty of money. That's all I have.
Thanks, Nathaniel. Paul, Foundation Managers Report, please.
Okay, so it's hard to believe that Christmas is just around the corner next week, and 2022 is just about upon us. At times, this past year, 2021, there were some challenging efforts. However, we got a lot done, I think, and I think we're poised to start a new year with great expectations. Again, we want to thank all the residents who donated gifts for the Guadalupe Center for the holiday gift for children. Members of the Guadalupe Center who picked up the presents last week were very surprised and very grateful to see the many gifts around our tree that were picked up and will be donated for those kids to have a happy Christmas this year. This is the time of year when the community center starts to get busy, with most members now back for season. So please make sure to check the schedule for upcoming activities and get signed up before any event fills up. Also, please remember to check out all the exercise classes, spa services, the pickleball and tennis clinics, and all the other stuff we have going on to be active and involved in this season. The CDD meeting, monthly meeting, was held yesterday. Some of the main topics covered. One, they approved a pedestrian gate for the Egret Squaw community, a gate that's going into Mercado, contingent on permitting and some liability coverages that are done. They also covered the schedule for replacements of the entry gates at the entrances to Pelican Marsh. They are working on final renderings and plans for those gate houses, and they should be approved at the February 2022 meeting at the CDD, with construction of those gates sometime to start in late 2022. They also updated us on the plan to upgrade and continue upgrading the landscaping along the streets in Pelican Marsh. Now they're done with Pelican Marsh Boulevard. They will be continuing with some upgrades of landscaping on the secondary roads, such as Bay Laurel Drive. And that will start within the next month or two. As a reminder, again, this time of year brings out many more residents who are out biking, walking, and or jogging. So when you're out there driving through the community, please make sure you're making full stops at the full stop signs and following the posted speed limits, and to keep everyone safe this season. For the past few months, I've been reminding everyone to inspect their homes for any needed cleaning or repairs that are needed. The summer rains do cause buildup of dirt and mildew on your homes, roads, driveways, and walkways. And as of yesterday, however, when I was driving through the community, I still see a lot of roofs out there that still need cleaning. So we're asking to please act now before we have to send a violation letter out to you to be in compliance. And we just appreciate everyone's attention to this matter to help keeping Pelican Marsh looking its best. Please make sure that we have your current email and other contact information on hand to be assured that we can keep you up to date and informed with all the latest news and updates happening in Pelican Marsh. And if you don't have that information with us, see the office and they'll be more sure and happy to put that information in our system for you. And lastly, the staff wants to wish everyone a happy holidays and a upcoming New Year celebration. And we're all looking forward to a fun and busy, fun-filled 2022. That's my report. Are there any questions?
Well, you might mention the update that was given by Neil Doral on the two major arteries, the one that goes east-west Vanderbilt Road, the other north-south Airport Road, about the anticipated construction schedule for that.
Yeah, so yes, thank you, Jim. So they are planning to take Vanderbilt Beach Road from Airport all the way down to 41 and expand that to 6 lanes. That's planned to be started in 2024. And then the following year, they want to expand Airport Road from Vanderbilt all the way to Immokalee to make that 6 lanes also. However, they brought up that the commissioners have said that due to budgeting, they now have no money to landscape the medians on those roads. So we're going to definitely make an effort and have meetings to make sure the commissioners know that here in Pelican Marsh, we hope they reconsider that. So when those roads are built and expanded, that they do beautify those roads with landscaping like they've done in every place around Collier County.
Do you happen to know when the Goodlet expansion is going to happen?
I don't have the information on that one.
Okay, that between Vanderbilt and Immokalee.
It's certainly further past, I think it's closer to 2030 or
Wow,
further
okay,
out.
okay.
The other thing that Paul just mentioned about the medians beautification, you got to keep in mind that the district that we live in contributes about 30% of the county budget. So we have a wedge. If you have a commissioner who's up for re-election in 2022, there are now 4 candidates running against him if he runs. So it'll be important about the individual that you would like to represent this district in terms of what's going to go on with these road expansions, having the voice that's needed in front of the commission and with the agencies, and also to be fighting when they do release funds for beautification, make sure we get what we need in the North District.
Thanks, everyone.
Paul, one other question real quick. This is to the board in general. What type of insight do we have on the new gatehouses for board approval, or is this just all CDD?
So it's all CDD. CDD has an architectural firm they've hired at the last meeting. This was yesterday. They showed the architectural elevation drawings and some detailed drawings of all the gatehouses. Went through the architectural features of the gatehouses, talked about the resident committee that has been meeting to talk about this stuff with the CDD and the architects. It all looks terrific. It's what they call coastal California, which we can term coastal Florida if we like. It's a beautiful upgrade, but you can certainly, I think, see this stuff if you want to. So it's available.
Thanks, Steve.
You bet.
One more thing, just in anticipation of maybe questions about that, the opening in the gate from Egret's to Mercado, that was approved, I understand, by the CDD.
Yes.
And
Provisionally.
provisionally.
They have to acquire the appropriate permits and so the county gets a speak, gets a voice, but yes, it's provisionally approved.
And what about any say that we would have as a community?
Foundation does not have jurisdiction in this area. This is entirely between the neighborhood and the CDD. So the Pelican Marsh as a community, represented by the foundation board, does not have an interest in this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving on, no old business. There being no old business, we will move on to new business. Section 9.1, approval of appointments to the Pickleball Advisory Committee. We've been advised by Pickleball Committee that they have two new members they would like to see approved. They are Leanne Stevens and Brian McCaden. May I have a motion to approve their appointments to the
Motion to
Pickleball?
approve your
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. Section 9.2, approval of appointments to the Food and Beverage Oversight Committee. We have received a list of residents and administrative staff who will be working on the Oversight Committee, should we approve them. And they are headed by Bob Genetti, who has been with this project from its inception, Bruce Zaretsky, Margie Mintz, Beth DeFrank, and then Patrick Webb and Paul Madry from administration. May I have a motion to approve this
so
committee?
moved.
May I have a second?
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. 9.3, approval of the design review written report. May I have a motion to accept the report as written?
Move for approval.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. Alrighty, it's time for board member comments. Do we have any?
I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, a blessed New Year, and to my Jewish friends, Happy Hanukkah. Yes, I am not politically correct.
Excellent.
And you're sticking to it.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Next year, I'm going to change.
Good to know. Do we have any other board comments?
No.
Do we have any resident comments? Angelo, please stand and state your name and your neighborhood.
Larry Morrison.
Thank you.
Happy to join you here. First, a question. Give me an example.
Angela, can you come up and speak in the
Here,
mic?
Angela,
That way
just
people on
Angela.
Zoom can hear you. Well, but on Zoom,
Yeah.
online.
They're online.
Okay. Could you give us an example of what a written report is from the design review committee?
Well, these are all online. You can look at them anytime you desire. Would you like me to read the current one to you?
Well, just maybe you highlight what somewhere that's fun.
Okay.
If it's too much trouble, I'll do it.
He wants us to read them the design review.
Give them a copy.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. It's yours.
Would you like to review that later, Ange?
I did already. Don't worry about it.
Thanks.
Now my comment. On Tuesday, Pelican Marsh hosted a tennis championship round. And I'd like to acknowledge Rich Benson, who's been captaining teams like that for approximately 10 years. And Pelican Marsh has always had good representation and talent. This year, they won the division. As a result, Pelican Marsh was able to host this tournament on Tuesday. And it was wonderful. I don't think we won it all, but I know Nathaniel was a team member, did an excellent job of playing. But it struck me that it's going to be an excellent opportunity for I don't know if you call them presidents of the committee, heads of the committee. You're forming a food and beverage one, but you have tennis, pickleball, and bocce. And I like to see them meet like the presidents of the homeowners association to support each group when an event happens that's special. Like in November, the pickleball had a fantastic tournament. We had this affair here. The reason being that not only could we help them maybe with parking and things like that, organization, but then lead them to the restaurant, which will be open by then. You know, maybe a nice sign like welcome bocce players, welcome tennis players, stuff like that. And that will happen if these key members kind of work together and get the support. And I see group leaders from tennis playing a major role. I don't know how they do pickleball, and I don't know how they do bocce. But I just think it's a good opportunity for us to do something like that. I certainly will volunteer for every little town I have. But we had a tremendous event here take place on Tuesday. There were a lot of people. Now, one of the problems you have, particularly with pickleball, is where do all the spectators stay? So one thing the board may consider You know, I believe in blue sky. I know Jim does too, because I attend meetings over the years with him. And, you know, you don't shoot this down something that just comes out of somebody's mouth. Maybe later on a committee does the pros and cons. Maybe we ought to have rolling bleachers. Okay, something that's aluminum, not expensive, maybe hold 25, 50 people, and we're not using it, put it back near the shed. Because I went to the far side on Tuesday. I had a beautiful seat, not too far from Nathaniel's wife, and Route number 1. And I looked across right here in front of the pro shop. I'm like, everybody's standing up and there's not enough seats. So it's something to consider. I think we got a beautiful thing going here. We've had in the 20 years I've been here. The bocce facility is terrific. Tennis has always been, and I started it about 10 years ago with Jim. The pickleball is fantastic. Now we're going to have a beautiful restaurant. I'm really excited about that. So excited. I might even buy my wife a drink when it opens. But you know, we want to make sure it's coordinated. And I think that's my point. A lot of wonderful, talented people put them together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's
Much
great.
appreciated.
Thank you.
Are there any other resident comments? There being no further resident comments, do we have any online
Anything on
comments?
Let me check. No questions.
No
Okey-dokey.
questions.
There being no further comments, I will entertain a motion to
So
adjourn.
move.
Second? And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas.